Today marks 1740th day of day lessons, day reflections, and today we speak about life in general, reflect on life. Because last year was very unique, interesting year. And every single person will have that year when they understand, look, what's going on. And today I want to speak about a little bit maybe contradictions or life could be easy and hard at the same time. Could be disaster and blessing at the same time. Now that at the same time, even though that sometimes could be that it could be disaster at one point and blessing at other point. And I think that majority of things in life is that way. That in every single piece is disaster and blessing at the same time. And I think that's something we need to really look into our eyes and see that I sometimes I need to change my perspective. I really reflect about life in general because I think that sometimes things could hurt so badly and you don't know what to do. And I think that I learned that we need to really be able to really accept the emotions as they are, accept a life as they are, and choose to really look into the positive side of everything because every single thing that has a side, there's two sides of everything, and be able to say if I'm looking and I see something that is negative, tre- terribly negative, that means I just never had chance to look into other side. And today will share 7 things that you're able to reflect on when you think about life that is easy and hard at the same time. So number one is the same event can destroy one version of you while creating another. And this is again one when we're just like it would be disaster and blessing at the same time. At one point is disaster, at some point is a blessing. So a disaster is that some kind of event, some kind of circumstance, some kind of external thing that really came to you, really destroyed the old version of you, and you feel devastated because your old version is not serving you anymore, and is disastrous. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel well. But now, because of that, because old version was devastated, was destroyed, was eliminated, whatever you want to name it, at some point you needed to develop the new version of you. And now, when you really look back into and look into the person that you became because of that, now you said it was such a blessing that I had the opportunity to develop character, develop myself, develop values, understand who I am, build stronger values, understand and build boundaries. There are so many things that we can potentially build, but again, this is that disasters event really removed certain things in your life that was not serving you and it really started to allow you to build something that is actually benefiting you right now. And that's a blessing. Number two, difficulty doesn't cancel gratitude. And gratitude is one of my favorite words. And I know that when I look into harder seasons of my life, during harder seasons of my life, I always used to look into gratitude gratitude and gratefulness. And I realized sometimes when it used to be things very hard, I sometimes used to repeat thank you 1,000 times a day for different things. And it's just insane how fast life used to become better because of that. Because that transition from negativity to positivity is just attracts people much better. Because I remember that when I was a very bad spot, when I would start to appreciating everything and it bring gratitude in my life, just people start to show up left and right and showing and bringing opportunities, because I think that when you have a great attitude based on gratitude, it's so much more easier to really attract the right things, because people said that the visualization helps or but I think that's what really is law of attraction is really being in a great attitude, and being a great attitude is coming from gratitude. So it means that when you really look into hard and easy at the same time, disastrous and blessing at the same time, that means that disaster could allow you to develop the attitude, that gratitude that really develops, because I think that allows to really develop understanding of who you are, and you're able to choose gratitude no matter what's going on in life. Number three is easy and hard depend on what you are measuring. It's interesting because staying in a toxic situation might feel easier today, but over time it will become harder and harder and harder. So leaving toxic situation might be extremely hard right now, but it'll be easy in the future. So hard and easy is intertwining because it's easy to stay in toxic situation, but on the long run it will be very hard on you. It's hard to leave difficult situation, but it will be easy in the future. And it's extremely important regarding hard and easy. Number four, blessings often arrive disguised as interruptions. It's interesting when things something that comes from outside that you didn't expect it, didn't prepare for it, even even wanted, you want to just move, right? But now in that interruption that came into your life from external things caused you to really develop new skill sets, new understandings, new perspectives, new beliefs, new understand. Like there's so many things that interruption made you do. And of course, during an interruption, you didn't want that of interruption. You sometimes even blame that interruption and you pity yourself for that interruption. But in the long run, long term, it will be a blessing because it allowed you, as I said, develop the things in your life that is was necessary to develop. Number four, number five is your perspective changes faster than your circumstances. And I really love that. This is probably one of the most important things because life is happening for you one way or another. So that means that at some point we need to understand that events could not change, and it may be that events will be changing very very slowly, but your perspective about what's happening right now might change so quickly when you really start to see the good light of that. So that means even though that situation didn't change much yet, but because your perspective about your situation changed, things could be so much lighter, so much peace, so much joy, so much content could come almost from exactly the same situation. That means you can potentially feel devastated by your situation, but when you look into the future benefits of it, when you look into the things that you develop, when you look compare yourself with the yourself in the past, who you already became because of it, you start to realize, wow, I didn't expect that. I didn't know that I will develop so many things. I didn't know that I will become stronger. I didn't know that I will be able to face my demons. I didn't know that I will be more content. I didn't know that this and this and this. And because of that, your perspective changes. And that perspective change makes that circumstance seemed easier because otherwise it was very hard before. Number six, the strongest people don't wait for life to become easy. And this is again regarding pursuing a vision or making commitments, or when life will become easier when I will get a job, when I will this, that, and when. So there's a lot of when something happens, I will be able to do something. I will be able to focus on my priorities. But true people who really pursue great things and achieve great things are the people who don't say when. They say that I will do what I can right now. And it's interesting. Sometimes you can do only very, 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 very limited. Very, very limited. And I think that's, I realize that in life, compound effect is the most beautiful thing because sometimes you're able to do so small. And even then, when I think about my ankle, and this is just a small thing about life, but I think that this exactly shows how life is because my ankle was hurting. So what I did every single day, I allocated 5 minutes. 5 minutes. It's just probably even less than 5 minutes to really stretch my ankle, to strengthen my ankle, and within 2 months, it just completely changed. It's just insane. 5 minutes a day, and I think that sometimes it sounds ridiculous. Just 5 minutes, just only 5 minutes, and that's the thing that in everything in life, in wisdom, in understanding, in relationships, just sometimes 5 minutes could create tremendous value over time. And I think that's again We not wait until things become easy, because when things will be easy, okay, you allocate more time, allocate more energy into it, allocate more resources. But when you are in a storm, allocate at least 5 minutes for the things that matter. Because that's what, how we show. That's how we show what really matters. That even in a storm, when things fall apart, you still are able to do what matters to you. That's how you show yourself. The last one, number seven, is that every season asks one question: what will you become because of this? What you will become? Because there's nothing else that really, truly matters. What you will become because of this. Because it's not what you do matters and what you will be doing, but who you will be while doing it. And I think that's a beautiful thing when you ask that's hard and easy, disasters and blessing, who you will become on any kind of event, any kind of experience, any kind of circumstance, how that will develop you, what you will choose, like how you will use this event. Again, this is a question of is it how you will become bitter or you will become better. Because every single person will need to make a choice. Because we can really carry a grudge, or we can really, and that will make us to travel in the world like heavy on the soul, or we can really give like really make sure that we have forgiveness for others, for ourselves, and really moving through life in a light way, running fast. So quite reflect as well that is such an interesting topic. Life could be easy and hard at the same time. Life could be disastrous and blessing at the same time. We just need to have a better perspective for that. The last thing that I want to mention is that the greatest blessing of your life may first appear as the greatest disaster of your life. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thought. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.